Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the logical world of programming. In this video, we are going to talk about one of the most required things for the programmer, that is the version control system, and that is Git and GitHub. So, without any further ado, let's get started. So, what is Git? So let's start from the beginning. What is Git? Git is the version control system which keeps tracks the changes we make to our files. And similarly, what is GitHub? GitHub is a website. GitHub is simply a website where we can keep our code in an organized way. So there is a confusion between people that Git and GitHub are same. So it's obviously no, they are not the same. Git resides locally on your computer, but GitHub is a website. GitHub is a software. Obviously, it is one of the largest software company, and what it provides a lot of things, and it's one of the greatest thing what it provides is it helps the programmer to keep their code in an one place and well organized. Also, GitHub provides many other things, like if you go and search for a student, it provides many other things to GitHub for. So let's search here GitHub for students. It provides hosting, it gives some free subscriptions and a lot of things you can see from here. So if you scroll down, then these all are the things what GitHub provides. It provides the, here you can see different hosting companies are there, where you can also the database, and these all things it provides. In the beginning you can see here also it provides the subscription for free 12-month subscription for Canva. And if you don't know what Canva is graphic designing helping tools which helps us to make design in less time. So this is about GitHub. And if you are a programmer, then you must have account in GitHub, because nobody is going to hire you if you don't have the knowledge of Git and GitHub. And so I hope you have understood the basic concept of Git and GitHub. Git is what? Git is a software which resides locally on your computer. Git you can install by simply searching Git. You need to install this to your computer. And today in this video, after the introduction, we are going to learn some of the Git commands which are very important and powerful. So I hope you guys are pumped to learn about that. And from here you can download, and after that you will be able to use the Git commands. So now, why Git? So as I have said before, Git is a version control system which tracks our changes and helps us to keep our code well organized. So if you are a developer and if you are a developer, or if you are planning to learn programming, then this is one of the most required thing for the programmer, because no company is going to hire you if you don't have knowledge of Git. So this is the most required thing for the programmer, because if you are in a company, then in a company what happens, the team works on the same project, and if they work on the same project, then every time if Git is not there, then what they need to do every time, they need to copy the code and take it to the another local computer with the help of pen drives or data cable or such things. But GitHub, it simplifies the things. It simply hosts the code in the GitHub, and there one can clone the repository and also make changes to the repository. So that's all. Now let's learn some of the command of Git. So if you will see here, then this is I have signed. So this will not be the interface for you if you are coming to this site for the first time. You will be navigated to the sign in page, so you can sign in with the help of Google, and other platforms are there too, or you can simply register by typing your name, email address, and all those things. After that, you will be navigated to this page. These all are the repositories I have made, and now to get started, we need to create one new repository. So what is repository? Repository is simply a file where we keep our code with some particular name. So let's so I will name my repository Git, let's say basic Git, basics of Git. Okay, sorry, it's my bad. I need to create a new repository. There I was searching, and here I can type my repository name as basics for Git, basics of Git, basics of Git, and this will tell you your new repository will be created if this name repository you have in your GitHub or not. So here it is ticked. So I don't have any with such name, so I can create. And you can make your repository public or private. So what does public means? Public means that anyone on the GitHub, if anyone have their account on the GitHub, then they can see your repository, they can see your code, see the changes you have made to your code, and all those things they can see. And what is private? If you make your repository private, then nobody can see your nobody can see the particular repository which you have made private. If in this case, if I make repository private, then except me, nobody can see this. Or if I want to make some particular group of people or some particular people to see this repository and make changes to this repository, then there is another procedure for that. We can add the collaborators in our repository too. So this is the concept of public and private. So I will make this public, and nothing you need to take here because these files are created automatically. So now I will click on create repository, then it will simply click create me some repository, and here it will also assist me GitHub will also assist me with some commands. So what does this means? So now let's get local. So this is the basic Flutter project I just created before starting this recording. And here I have not initialized any repository now, so I will create one new terminal here. And what we can do, we can choose git bash. So this git bash, if you will install, if you don't have bash in your computer, then obviously you can do with the help of cmd command line. So most preferred is this git bash. And what is this git bash? I told you a few moments ago that you can install git from here, and if you install and if you'll do all the setups, then that git bash will come to your system locally. And to initialize this repository in our local, this is the remote version. And if you want to initialize this repository and work on this repository, then what we need to do, we need to initialize this into our local system. So what is the command for that? For initializing the repository, the command is git init. It simply initializes the empty git. And the next command is git add. So what does git add does is, git add simply adds the code which you want to, adds the file which you want to. So let's say here u means on track, and we will go into that after somewhat. So let's say I want to add this main.dart file, and I want to, so how can I do that? With the help of git add. Git add, and to add that file I need to say main.dat, or I need to go in the lib directory and then main.dat. If I'll enter this, then you will see here it is a, showing a, which means it is added, and all others are showing u, which means they are on track. And since these all are on track, so how we can add this all at once? So yeah, we have the command to add all the codes at once, and for that what we need to do, we need to do git add and dot, which means all. If you'll do and hit enter, then you will see all the files and folder inside your my app. This is the my app folder, inside which we have all our files and folder will be added. So what after this? Since we have added all the files, now we need to commit. So for that we have the third command, git commit. Also we will go to the website, then git add readme is there, ignore this, git commit is there. So let's go from here. Third command is git commit. What does commit command does is, it simply commit your changes. Git commit -m, it commits the changes which you have added. -m, and -m means you can tell some message about this code which you have added just. So I will simply name it as initial commit, and if I will hit enter, then you will see here all this a and dot will go, because we have committed all the changes and the working tree is clean at this moment. So what is the next command is git clone. So what does this command does is, it clones our repository. We have initialized an empty repository in our to the local folder of our code, but we have not added any repository till now. So now we will add the repository which is in the GitHub. So to add that, we can use git remote add origin, or simply git clone we can use. So I'll copy this, and this is the link for this git repository which we just created now. So I hope that is clear. So for that, what we need to do, we need to copy this and paste this here. If I will hit enter, then now we have that repository locally in our computer, in our local system. So the next command is, if you'll I have here git log. So what git log does is, so let's type and you can understand it clearly. Git log tells us it gives us the log about the commit we have made. So till now we have just made one commit, and that is initial commit. So that is the purpose of git log. It simply tells us what changes we have made with the particular ID of the every commit. Since we have just made one commit, so it is telling just one commit we have made, and the message of that commit is initial commit. So next, what is next command? Git status. Next is git status. So what does git status does? Let's check it out. Git status tells us that what it simply tells us the status of our code, either we need to commit or not. So here we have committed all the changes, so here nothing we need to commit. So let's make some changes here. Let's remove these all comments, all the comments. So we can remove all the comments by simply searching for this and removing with the help of this. Also we need to add here one comma, and if you'll see here, then this, if you'll save this, then this is on track. And now if you will type here git status, then it will tell that we need to commit this file. It simply so first let's save let it be saved. So now it is saved, and also if you will enter git status and hit enter, then it will tell that changes are not attached for commit, which means that we have not committed to the changes we have made. So this is the purpose of git status. So now we have the next command, git push. So what is git push? So we have make changes, we have modified the files, we have committed the files, but also we have not, but also it is not pushed to the this repository. If you will refresh this will show the same, because here we don't have any codes in this repository. So to add code in this repository, what we need to do, we need to push our code to the remote repository. So for that, what we need to do, we need to write git push and origin. What is the origin? Since we are on the master branch, we will talk about the branching too after some moment. So since we are in the master branch, I'll write master. So now it will push my code to the remote repository. So what is remote repository? Remote means which is remote here remote means GitHub, and local means locally on our computer. So here you can see some messages writing total this much, remove this much, and it has pushed our code to the. So let's say now let's refresh this, and if you'll do that, then now you can see that it has pushed our code to the to this repository in GitHub. So this is all what Git does. And since it is showing 7 minutes ago, why it is showing 7 minutes ago? Because it tracks the time when we committed. So we committed sometimes before, so that was 7 minutes ago we committed. It doesn't publish the time when we pushed our code, it takes the time when we committed. So this powerful is Git. This powerful is Git. This much powerful Git is. So now what is the next command? Git pull. So what is git pull? So let's say I want to change something from the remote repository from the website. If I'll change something, let's say I'll change this readme file. How to edit readme file? Here it is. We can edit this readme file, and readme is associated with every folder. So let's say I removed all this code, and only I will say git basics, and let's comment the changes. So this I have made the changes in the remote repository, but in the local repository, which is here, I have not done anything. So if I will try to to write something else, so let's add some comment. This is remote local repository, and now if I'll save this, and if I'll try to push this code in GitHub, then it will throw me an error. Git push origin master. So yeah, you can see here that it has rejected. Why? Because we have made some changes here. So first we need to pull that changes from the remote, otherwise it is not going to know that what to do with this readme, how to deal with this. So for that, what we need to do, we need to first do git pull. So how you can pull git into how you can do git pull? By simply writing git pull origin origin master. What it does, it pulls the code from the remote repository to the local system. This is what it does. So now it has pulled the code, and if you'll see here the readme file, then it will show just the same thing which I have done from the remote repository. So now another command we have is git branch. So what is git branch? It is one of the most important command. So now if I will type git branch, then it will show me just master, because I have just one branch, and that is master branch. So let's say if we have a team of 4 or 5 members, and we want to work separately, so that the work will be organized, so that we can assign a particular task to the particular people. So for that, what we need to do, we need to create a branch for every thing, for every people, and we can assign them one task. You do on this branch, you do on this one, with the help of their name. Write git branch Muhammad. So what it will do, it will create one branch Muhammad, and now if I will write git branch, and it will list 2 branches, that is Muhammad and master. And since now we are in master branch, so how to go to Muhammad branch? So to go to Muhammad branch, what we need to do, we need to do git checkout Muhammad. So now I am in Muhammad branch. You can see here I am in Muhammad branch, and now I can work here. And if you'll see here in the main repository, then here it does not have any Muhammad branch. So how to push that branch here? So we can push that branch here. We need to push the code again by shifting to this Muhammad branch with the help of checkout. And now if you will do git, simply if you will do git push origin master, then it is not going to push any thing, because git push origin master. So let's commit some changes and let's push this. So we have committed these changes. We have not committed. Let's commit these changes. So direct, also we can direct first to commit the changes, we need to add the files. So also we can do this without adding, directly by committing. How we can do this? By using the command -am. A stand for add and m for message, and this is, let's say, second. I pressed shift key. So let's say this is second commit message, and it will commit the changes we have made. I have made to the main.dart file, and now I can use git push origin Muhammad. So now it will push my code to the Muhammad branch. So now if we will check here, then you can see here new branch has been created. And also if you will refresh this, you can see here we have also two branches here, one is Muhammad and one is master. So we have made changes to the master branch, but okay, let's say here we have not done in the master branch. In the Muhammad branch, what we have changed the lib folder, which is main.dat file, that is second commit. But if we will switch back to the master branch, then here in the lib folder no any second commit has been done, because what has happened is we first we were in master branch and then we check out to the Muhammad branch and then committed the changes, so it has only committed in Muhammad branch. So like this Git works. So now if I will get back to master branch with the help of git checkout master, which is the default branch, then you will see here again the comments which we removed and committed in the Muhammad branch has came here. So how we can merge Muhammad branch, the changes we so at some point, suppose suppose we have four people, a group of four people, and one did something and another did something, another did something, and the last one did something. So we need to merge their codes in one repository. So for that, how we can do that? So simply we can do that with the help of git merge. So how we can do that? So which branch we want to merge? We want to merge Muhammad branch and we are in master branch. So what we need to do? So we need to write git merge Muhammad. So what it will do, this command, what it will do, it will merge the changes which we have done to which we are naming there. Since we named there git merge Muhammad, then the changes which are done in Muhammad branch, it will be merged to the main branch. So I will also write here, I have not written any, so I will write here. Also we discuss about git merge. So now we know about git pull, branch checkout also we have done, and now git clean and git clean this. So let's run this command, what it does, and let's check it out what it does. So I'll simply run this command. So it shows us nothing, because what it does, it simply cleans which we have not committed. Let's say I created one new file, let's say, and let's name it as new file .dat. Okay, so this is on track file since I have not committed. So if now I will run git clean -n, then it will show me this can be removed. So git clean -n, what it tells is it lists all the files which we want to which can be removed. So we can also remove the files which we have not committed. So let's say we are working on something and we are not confirm about that, and so what we can do if something went wrong at the moment, if we are not since we are not confirm about that and if something went wrong, then what we can simply delete that file and also it will not affect your repository. So how to do that? Also I would like to mention that you might be wondering that we can simply click and delete from here, since it is on track, so it will not affect. So yeah, it will not affect, but I'm talking for the whole, since in Flutter, let's say you made changes to the Gradle file and build.gradle file and all these stuffs, and you don't know what you made changes. So at that moment, what you can do, you can use this command git clean, and what it will do, it will remove all the on commit changes. So now how to remove this new file dot. So for that we have another command git clean minus f minus d. So minus f is for file and minus d is for directory. If you have any folder which is untracked, so we can remove that. So minus f, let's say. So you can see here we have removed, it has removed new file dot. And let's say we created one folder, and the name of folder is new folder. Okay, and now if we will run git clean minus, and then okay, we need to write something here. So for that I'll create new file to new file dot. So now if I run git clean minus n, then it is not showing. Why it is not showing? Git clean minus n, since I think we have not saved, or what is the problem? So yeah, it is not showing. Oh, okay, we need to write d for directory minus n minus d. So you can see here new folder is the directory which can be removed. So now to remove this, what we need to do, git clean minus minus f minus d. So it will remove all the files and directories which are not committed. So yeah, this was a brief introduction about git and github. Also we talked about the 13 git commands. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, just smash the like button, and also don't forget to comment how if you like this video or not, and what more you want to learn. You can also comment down below. So that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. So with that said, it's time to end the video.